Okay. Hi, everyone. Let me know you can see and hear me okay. I'm having some streaming difficulties here. Um, I was trying to improve the quality of the streaming, and then nothing works quite the way I was expecting. And there's a little bit of an extra delay as well in the chat, so I might have to wait almost a full minute before I can actually get started and make sure the audio and video is okay. But let me know the audio and video is good, and I will get started. So in the meantime, I'm going to, oh, thank you, Paul. Okay. So I don't know why the chat window's not showing, but I will, we don't really need it for the video editing stream, or photo editing stream, I should say. Okay. I just downloaded the files, and I'm going to extract them out and start editing. So where are we? And I'll be using a DxO Photolab 8 today. Yep, that looks right. Into folder 2Z. And I'm going to watch the stream after just to check the audio and stuff, myself. But hopefully the screen and everything looks better today too. So let me know if the video quality looks better. Because the last few editing streams, it looked like it was kind of blocky or blurry. Okay, I'm almost there. I'm trying to find the folder here to edit. Make sure I got the right images. Yep, this looks good. Okay. Thank you, this side towards screen, and I have to leave this window open now. And I also set the ads and things to its minimum, the lowest setting they have, so hopefully we don't get too many interruptions. Okay. So I really want this window on this side. Actually, I can pop this out, minimize this one, and use this one. Okay, we are ready. So if I push this button, we should be in the photo editing stream, and let me scroll up and we'll just start here at the top. And we have a couple of bears here. Oh, this is always cool. This looks like the same exact stream that you caught the cougar at, if that was you last week. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my basic preset. And this is basically just optical corrections and denoising. Nothing else. So I like the framing. I think what I'll do, we just need to see more light on the bear and just kind of minimize the lighting over here. And again, the lighting is coming almost directly from overhead, just the way the shadows are on the rocks. And it seems like kind of a cloudy day. So I will, I don't think in terms of cropping, let me just make it a little bit tighter. I think we could ignore this tree brush up there and just add a little bit of shadow recovery just in general. So we're going to need a little more in the front. Yeah, that's not cutting it. Let me make a new one. Because I like the lighting on the side now. But we need to see more here. Let's add a little micro contrast. And it's a little bit of a brown on the tip here. I try and accentuate that by just pushing the vibrancy up. Let's see, that might be too much. Maybe a little saturation. There we go. We'll do the same thing for the cub here. Okay. There. And then I'm going to do a slight, just a slight shift. Okay. All right, let's do another, let's do sort of a linear gradient this way, or a control line as it's otherwise known in DxO. And just push the brightness maybe a third. Give it a little more warmth. Okay. What I'm going to do is back this off. I'm going to add one more control line for the water. Let's do control line for the greens here. So I'll tighten up the chroma mask. And I'll just pull this in a tiny bit. And just a little more color. Okay, and then I think I'm going to accentuate the rocks a tiny bit. So let me just put a couple of control. Tighten up the luma here. This, so we'll just pull those in a tiny bit. Give a little contrast. And then let's push the blues in there. I'll spread that out a tiny bit. And then we'll push the oranges. Okay, I think that works. A little bit strong in here. Hold on. Let me back this off a little bit. Let me pull the greens out. Is it more yellow? I'm going to stretch into the yellow a bit. There we go. Okay, let me just recrop a little bit. I caught the bottom edge here. And in terms of balance, I think we're okay. So let's do a before and after. Side by side. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So we just brought out, you know, the texture on the bear's fur, a little bit of the nose, and then of course the cub here. And then I wanted to separate the rocks a little bit more. So I added the blues, and then of course I just did some more contrast or clear view on the water. There's a tiny bit of a reflection of the bear here, I think. I'm going to let that go. I think it's obvious. Yeah, it works just like this. I think this looks good. So let's go to a full screen and just do a quick before and after. So that's the before, and that's the after. Before and after. And that's all that image needed. Okay, let's see. We got one here from Garrett. And this looks like the same sort of house or building that I saw a couple of weeks ago. I think, again, the lighting is coming from the front at least, but it's still soft because of the clouds. So I'm going to accentuate this door and the windows, minimize the clouds, and this is really already very tightly cropped. And I'm just thinking out loud, okay, you know, as if I took these images myself. I'm not being critical or anything. I just like to think out loud when I'm editing. So let me apply a basic preset, and right away that profile, let's go to a more neutral. Let's go to a neutral. Well, let's see, vivid. I'm going to do vivid. The composition is just not balanced for me. It's way too heavy here on the left side. So what I need to do is probably bring the brightness down on all of this and accentuate this side a little bit, just to kind of shift visually the weight on this image. So let me just start with the sky. That's the easy part, right? Let's move this dropper up here and just do that. Add a little micro contrast. And push the brightness a little. Okay. Maybe go into the blues a bit and just saturate those. Okay. And then I want to minimize the lighting in here. I can do that with just a gradient. And we'll tighten up the luma mask again. That's good. Yeah, that's a bit much. But we'll give it a little bit of clear view just to retain some of the texture. Okay, now, let's go. I really want this to be brighter. With some micro contrast. There, that's feeling better. And we'll do the same thing with the windows. Okay. It's not quite having the effect I thought. Let me try. Make these a little bit smaller. Okay, and then touch up some of the highlights. All right, let me see where I'm at here. Okay, I missed something. There's some red bushes in here, or red roses here. Just going to accentuate some of that a little bit. And then go into the reds and just crank up that. Just so we get a little bit of an accent here of the red roses. Okay. Maybe a little more light. Okay, good. And I'm gonna add some light to this side. Just add a little bit of light there. Maybe warm it up a tad more. Okay, good. Is anything in here? Not really. I think what I'll do is just add a splash of light in there. Okay. Maybe one more thing. This is painful, but I'm going to do this. Yeah, that's not working too well. Hmm. Okay, that's fine. Not exactly what I wanted, but I'm gonna just push the shadows a bit in here, and here. Give a little clarity. Then pull it back a tiny bit up here. Okay. Excuse me. I think I will call it there. Yeah. Okay, so there's the before and after. So I didn't have to crop or change the composition because it's already very tight. I mean, I'd have liked it a little bit wider, but uh, overall there was just too much weight on the left side for me. So I tried to balance that out with this much brighter object, adding some light inside. But I still wanted to brighten the windows and just add a little more contrast here on the roof for the lightings, because the lighting is kind of coming in from this side. But I wanted it to be kind of shaded here and then brighter down here. So that's why I added another control line right in here. But I think that stands out a lot nicer. So if we do a full screen, and that's the before, and that's the after. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay. Let's see. This image can't be processed. It may be corrupted or unsupported formats. So this is a DNG. So what I'll have to come back to this one. Let me just actually, can I do it in Lightroom? Some DNG formats don't convert in Photolab, so I have to convert it. Let me see if I can do it with Faststone, maybe. Let me go to it's weird. File. See if I can convert it to a TIFF. We'll do 16-bit. No, 24-bit uncompressed. Ooh, that's not going to work. So let me do it this way. I'll do it in Photoshop. I'll open that and then file, save as TIFF. 16-bit, okay. And that should be it, I think. Yeah, all right, there we go. Okay, so let's see. We have a sunset or sunrise. We have some mist in here. That's nice. So let me apply a basic preset and straighten the horizon. And it's important with DxO Photolab to, if you're going to do any cropping or straightening of the horizon, any kind of thing like that, you got to do that before you start doing adjustments. Because the adjustments don't follow the corrections, optical corrections or changes you make like horizon or perspective. Okay, that looks better. And then I think this will look good as a nice super wide pano. And then let's balance this a little bit. Like that. I think that looks good. And then we just need to do a little light painting. Okay, Paul says your picture didn't appear to be in the folder. Okay, I'll look for it. Let me know what's a picture of, and then that'll help me find it. Okay, just some global contrast. You see, no, I don't want to do that. Let's pull some of the blacks in. Push the shadows. Okay. I'm just trying to see where the light is. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the clear view here. And we'll do it with a control line. Okay. And we'll do a couple of drops of light. Like this. Make a very tight mask on these. Here. 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 definitely in there. Okay. Push the blacks back. All right. I need to, I got this light over here that's, I made it too bright. Let me turn this down. Okay. Sorry about that. Now I know my image is dark, so let me brighten this up. Okay. Just looking okay. I'm going to do this with a local brush. I need a new one. Again, we'll tighten up the chroma mask. The luma mask. And just push this a tiny bit. And there's some greens in here that I'd like to accentuate. No, don't need that one. This one, yeah, a little bit down. Okay, I like that. All right, now what I want to do is tighten these up a bit. Tighten the mask up. It need to be tighter. Let me do this with a brush. Okay. All right, I think we're about 90% there. So just Just add a little contrast. Let me just get a quick feel. This is this one is a little bit strong. All right, I think I'll call it there. So let's do a top to bottom. All right, so there's the before and after. I really think it was just about bringing some of the contrast between these light greens and the orange, while trying to maintain this kind of soft area here in the background. And then of course, just going wide, you know, this is the full frame here, right? And I think this looks good really as a wide. And then I also tried to create a leading line going this way and then going out from this corner up to the tree, just to kind of bring your eyes. And then of course, bringing some depth to the image by adding some light here in the lower part, then reducing the light here in the middle, and then it's bright again up here. So we have sort of a light, dark, and then light, just to give it some depth visually in terms of light or luminosity. And then just splashing a little bit down in here, you know, little trickles of light with the control points. But I think that came out really good. Really nice image. So if we do a full screen, that's my edit there. I think that looks it's a pretty amazing shot. And there's the original. And there's my edit. I mean, the original is pretty awesome as it is, but I think if I were going to print this, this is what I'd want it to look like in print. Okay. Let's go to the next image. Let's see if I can find it. It's this one here. Okay. Have a nice little waterfront town here. And this is most likely in the morning. Get a slight horizon correction. So let me apply basic preset. Wow, this is a Pentax MX1. Man, that's an oldie. Believe it's not too dissimilar from the Olympus XZ2, if I recall correctly. essentially the same camera, the XZ2 and the MX1. Actually, maybe a perspective. I don't know. I kind of like this guy over here. Did I apply? Yeah, I did. Okay. Oops, hold on. Okay. I'm not sure about the composition. Let's do another wide. Let's see if we can pull this water in a bit. And then just light paint a tiny bit here. Not that one. Maybe this tree. And this tree. And this bush. And these little globes here. I like this little boat here too. Okay. Let me go back to this one. I just want a tad more light up in here. Okay. Warm that up a bit. Okay. All right, let me see where I'm at. A little bit too much over there. Okay, and I don't think there's really anything going on here in the sky. will check. Yeah, it's just a clear blue sky, so we don't need to do anything there, I don't think. Then globally, this left corner still bothers me. What if I just give it a touch more light? Okay. Let's export this. Just want to export it and see if DxO can clean it up just a little bit. There's not like a lot of noise, but the oh, that exported to the wrong folder. That doesn't matter. Okay, let me reset this and we'll compare it against the export. All right, so this is my edit here on the left. And I think the crop was the biggest, most significant change. And then I just added little touches of light, you know, here and there. I feel like I could have done a little more. There's some here. But yeah, I think that's all I can do here. So that's the after. And that's the before. If I get my head out of the way. I think the crop is the biggest one. There's a little bit of a color shift. That's okay. All right. Oh, this was this side towards screen. This is your image. Okay, cool. I'm glad you like that. All right. Gosh, another one here in a DNG format. Let's drag this one into Photoshop and just save it. Why is it in black and white? If it's a DNG, I should be able to convert this to oh, it's a monochrome camera, the Q2 monochrome. No wonder. I was like, why can't I convert this back to color? Okay, it's because it's shot with a monochrome camera by looking up here at the top. All right, so let's do, let's just save this as a TIFF. Yeah. And interleave, no compression. Okay, good. And I don't need this. All right, so we have an actual monochrome image. Let's do some basic optical corrections. Definitely need to crop this. I think a 16 by 9. Yep, good balance there. Let me check the auto here. Oh. Let's add a little bit of intensity here. I'm not getting what I want. Okay. Okay, I may have to come back and do a local. I want the clouds to be really intense here. Okay. And I like this area in here. So let's brighten up some of that. And we'll do it with a Luma mask. Definitely need some light in here. Okay. Then we'll do the same thing. I might be able to use the same. Yeah, I can use the same. Not really. I need a different control point. So I think this one's a little bit too strong. There we go. Then we'll do a couple inside here. Again, we're dealing with really soft light again. I just want to just accentuate it in the places that I can. I think I messed that one up. Okay, let's do a new one. Might have to come back to that one. Just a little bit of light. Bit of light there. Here. I want this structure to really stand out in the foreground. Getting there. I feel like I'm just pushing it a little bit too much. So I will back off the contrast here. All right, and then a slight push to the blacks. Okay. And the clouds, I want to see what I wanted to do. Just give it a little more punch here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. Maybe the contrast, tiny bit up there. I might have pulled it back too much. And in here, almost called it. Hold on. This one. Just want a little bit more. Okay. We'll do a top down on this one. So, okay, that's the original on top. That's my edit on the bottom. I don't know if this would look any better side by side. I can do this. So there's the original. It's really beautiful, actually, in its original form, because the lighting's much softer, and you get actually, you still have a really nice sense of depth here without doing any editing. But you know, what I wanted to do was kind of the opposite. I think I lost a little bit of the depth because I put too much contrast on these mountains. So actually, yeah, this one, let me do the opposite. I want to back off the contrast, but I still want to keep the highlights. Let's see how that looks. That's better. Okay. Yeah, so there's the original. Really, really nice. I like the composition and the balance and everything. Just a little tighter crop. Still a little bit too much contrast maybe, but uh, you know, a couple of more edits and I think this image would be there. But honestly, it almost didn't need anything at all from its original form, the raw image. But that's what I would do if I were to edit this at all. But I'd be perfectly happy with the original, to be honest. And just printing it like that, that has a very nice, really nice tonal range overall. That's yeah, that's really nice. Now I feel like I made a mistake here. I'm just going to back off some of the contrast a little bit more. There. Okay, that's perfect. I think. So there's the original, and that's my edit there. 16:9 crop seems to work. If we do a full screen, there's the original. Like I said, it's really not bad at all. And that's my edit. All right. That's really cool. Like a Q2 mono. I might have to get one of those one day. All right. Because that image quality is really something. This just it's probably hard to see on the stream, but I've never seen an image from a monochrome camera straight out of camera like this, and it's really gorgeous as it is. I feel like the editing I did, if anything, just kind of jacked it up and made it look like every other black and white edit. All right, let's see. Those are edits of my image. Let's go to the next one here. I have a nice long exposure. Wow, 15 seconds on a Z8. Definitely had an ND filter on here of some kind. Another one, just gorgeous, straight out of camera. I think all this needs really is just a little bit of warmth. Just warm that up and then use a control line and we'll tighten up the Luma mask just a little bit and then cool it off for the water. And then maybe a couple of touches of let's see, I think maybe here, here. Probably want to bring those parts down a little bit. And we'll just add a touch in here. A little tighter chroma mask. Just bring that up a tiny bit there. And let's see if there's anything in here. I don't think so. I think this is just water, but that's fine. Yeah, I don't think this image needed much. So we're done, I think. So there's the before and there's the after. So I just warmed it up a little bit basically, and then just right here in the background, just added a little bit more contrast by pulling the blacks in a little bit. But I think in composition wise, it's fine. I don't I like the rocks in the foreground. This is just about right. It's a little bit hot in here, but it's okay. It's okay just the way it is. Just a little bit of clarity, maybe. Something like that. A little bit of a push in the midtones. All right, now I'm done. So that's the before, and that's the after. So I can just sort of, but you see right here, I made it darker, just a little, right in there. I think what that does is it looks like this a little bit further back. So just tiny bit of depth there. And then a little bit of contrast. That's it. Very nice. Okay, let's see, John follows. I have a landscape, and mountain landscapes are always odd to me because, you know, because it's on a hill, it's hard to figure out what the horizon's supposed to be. So I always try to find, like in this case, there's a house here. So that helps. So I do need a slight tilt to the left, but you can never count on trees to be straight. So we'll use this house as a baseline, and just let me apply basic preset first. And then we will tilt in this. Whoops, that's not the tilt. This is the tilt. We'll just straighten this up so that that line is straight. Okay, that looks good. Maybe a tad more. Yep, perfect. All right, so that's a level horizon technically. And looks like, okay, so you were walking on this trail, looks like. You have this nice tree kind of framing the hillside. I don't think this structure over here is important, so what I'm thinking actually is maybe what if we go super wide and stay in here? No. Go a little bit wider. Not sure. I think my original idea here is best. I'm going to try that. Okay. Let's do a control point for the sky. And the light is coming in from the left or right side. So I'm going to tighten up the luma. Okay. See if we can separate the reds a little bit. Okay, and let's see if we can bring this trail out a little bit more. Okay. And we'll soften up this area here. Let me put a little drop of okay. I think that's it. And then a splash of red. Just a splash right in here. I just need to accentuate it. Okay. There's a little bit of yellow in here too. Let me work on that. So just a little bit extra splash here. Pull this in tighter. I think a brush would be better. Just use a brush. There's some nice yellow flowers in here. A little bit there. And let's tighten up the chroma mask. Oh, brushes don't have chroma luminance. Oh. All right, that's fine. Just pull the oranges back. Let me see how that is. It's not doing exactly what I wanted here. Yeah, that's about right. definitely pull some of that orange reddish back. Need a little more in here. Okay. All right. I think I'll call it there. So that's the original. I'm sorry, that's the original. I don't know why let me try that one more time. Yeah, that's not working. It's because of the way I cropped it. I'm not getting an even. So compare no corrections without geometry. Right. All right, so that's the original. I just cropped out, as you can see, all of that on the right side. And just accentuated sort of these yellow and red flowers right in here. They were really hard to see at first. And then I like the way this tree is kind of framing the scene. But if we go back to the original is really good as it is. But you can see I just didn't see all that stuff on the right. But I like these red and yellows in here and this tree framing. And then I tried to make the trail a little more prominent by just adding some contrast down here. So if I do a side by side, I think this is a much more interesting image. It just focuses on just a very few elements that have any color at all. Or contrasting color, right? The red and the green, and then the yellow acts as a highlight. Okay. Let me just take a quick break here for a second. Okay. Make sure I'm still live and everybody can see and hear me okay, because the chat window is really quiet today. But it looks like, yeah, 24 people here. Okay, I think we're still good. Let's go back to editing. So I really didn't see much in the chat. Go back to this screen. Okay, this side, alive and kicking, just chilling out. Okay, that's cool. Let's see, we have another one from John, evidently on the same trail, I think. And probably very close by, a tiny bit of lens flare there. Wow, again with the, oh, I've seen this scene before with these tombstones. Let me just do a quick edit on this one. I can't tell. Maybe stay right in here. And we need just a little bit of light painting. on this tree and these tombstones. Just a little bit of a push so we can see what's in there. Okay. Okay. And then let's fix this tiny bit of lens flare. Like that. And let's add a tiny bit of light on the front of these rocks, or I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure these are tombstones. But I'm just going to add a little bit of light there. Like that. Should I do it with this? And then warm it up? Let me desaturate a tiny bit. And some contrast. Okay, I think that's all I would do here. So there's the before. I'm sorry, this is the before. So it's very dark, you know, in the shadows, right? So all I had to do is really bring up the shadows. And then just add a little bit of separation between the front and the back of these rocks. So there's the before, and then there's the after, and of course a little bit of a crop as well. Okay, next one here is okay, we have a seascape. Why? What is this? I just was curious what that was. If that was some sort of defect. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, it's just a little sign on the front of that. Okay, so we have some fall colors coming in. A little bit of a town in here and a bridge and a nice reflection. So we don't really need this, whatever this is up front. So let me go ahead and apply a preset. Gosh, there's so many images today. I'm gonna have to work faster. Let me do a 16 by 7. And then just pull this in a bit right there. We need a little bit of a horizon straighting. Okay. Good. So what I want to do is just separate the colors a little bit. But let me fix the water in the sky real quick. These are a little bit too strong. There we go. Same thing for the sky. Okay, right there is good. And then I wonder if just maybe, let me just try a brush. And just go to the color wheel. Okay, let's expand that a tiny bit. Shift them a little bit red. Okay. Okay. And here too. Okay. And then a couple of control points. Well, hold on. Tell you the fall is too many. I think I just need to do that. Do a slight push in here. In here. And there. Oops. It's making me rethink how I crop this. I mean, I know this is totally different than what you were doing with this shot because you shot it really wide. Well, I'm sorry, you shot at 85 millimeters, not wide, but it is wide from that distance. But I think all of the interesting parts are right in here, so let me see if I can just give this a little bit more pop. Let's use a new brush. So I really like everything down in this area. There's one right there. This can be smaller. Okay, I think I'll call it there. Gosh, I did a lot there in terms of crop. Oops. All right. I think, yeah, I like this edit, but you need to see it maybe top bottom. So there's the original 3x2 crop. And this is my 16x9. Because I think the only thing that's really interesting is right here in the middle. This is just kind of more the same. Maybe the white balance is a little bit off. Let me check. Something is a little bit off here for me. the something about the greens or something. All right. Okay, so that's the original here on top. Let's go to full screen. Wow. All right, so why is this? Okay, there's the before. I don't know why it's all the way to the left side, but there's the before, and here's the after. So before and after. I think that looks pretty good right there. Okay, let's go to the next one. That was from Sam Ann. Awesome. See, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got 6 more. Okay, I'm going to do my best here. Okay, this looks like, oh yeah, I was going to say this looks like an image from Surge. Awesome. Gosh, Surge, you're already really good at editing. I guess you're just curious what I might do. Let me just add a little bit of warmth. And the framing is really perfect as it is. I don't think I need to, is this water here? No, it's just a rock. So I'm just going to pull the blacks in, push the midtones a bit. Got some nice flare over here too. I wouldn't mind accentuating that flare. See if I can do that. Give a little warmth. I may not like that flare later, but I'm gonna go with it for now. Let's add a little bit of warmth and highlights in here. Let me see if I can push the reds. Oh, it's not working. Let me do it this way. A little bit tighter chroma mask. There. And just accentuate a little bit of the red that's in there. And this warm light will drop in here, and here, here. Okay, let's see where we're at. I think that works overall. Tiny bit of clear view. Pull it in a little bit softer. And one more touch down here. Like that. Let me try touching a little bit in here. Nope. There's this one. We'll just add a little bit. Okay, I'm done. Let's do a side by side. Yeah, I think it looks great. I don't know why, I just wanted to accentuate kind of the flare coming out of the top left. Somehow I just like that. And then just a little bit of softness by reducing the micro contrast, but keeping good contrast overall, and trying to add a little bit of depth and color by pulling the blacks in the front a little bit harder, and then pushing the light in the center, but not pushing the light here in the back. I probably could have added a little bit more black in here. Let me see how that works. If I were to just push a little bit in here and here. Okay. So let's do a full screen. So that's the before, and that's the after. And then if I do sort of a little swipey, and yeah, the image was a little bit cool, right? You can see all of the blue in the original. So I just shifted the white balance a tiny bit. All right, good. Let's see. Next one here. Awesome image. Thanks, Serge, for sending that. Okay, a bird image. Looks like a red-shouldered hawk. So this will be very, very straightforward because it's already framed pretty well. I'll just change it to a square. Just give it a little bit of move there. Maybe a slight tilt. Come in just a little bit tighter. Oh, off the top too. And let's push the eyes a tiny bit. Oh, this is going to be a little tough for me. Give it a little bit of a push on the color. Not that eye. Okay, good. Maybe a little softer. Let's just add a touch of light to the bird. Okay, about 1/3. And let's go over here and just add some overall brightness, but then pull the vignette. And Let's do one more control point for the feet. Looks like there's too much red in there. Let me pull that back. What color is that? Okay, let me see where I'm at. This nose is a little bit hot, so let me fix that. Okay. And some contrast.
Someone was detected at your porch.
Okay, and just a tiny bit of, let me do it with unsharp mask. Okay, we're going to export this to the original folder. But yeah, I think that's all that needs to be done there. Pretty straightforward. Compare it with the all right, so there's the original here on the right. This is the edit here on the left. And if we punch in, I just wanted to see how much detail I pulled out. So yeah, that looks a lot better. The eye is always really important to me when I'm doing animals. I want to be able to see it. So that's why a lot of times, if it's allowed, I can use flash, and that'll really bring the eyes out. Just a little bit of sparkle, because right over here, you don't really see the, the highlight or the catch light in the eye. So I wanted to do that and then also bring out that. And then just add a little bit of light on top of the bird and then on the feet, and then just let all the rest of it fall off in the shadow. So I think that came out really good. So that's my edit, and there's the original. Yeah, nice shot. Okay. All right, we have an Aurora. Man, I missed the Aurora. I should have went. David texted me, but I didn't see it till this morning. Why am I in this mode? Oh, customize. Okay. Let's see. I'm not great at doing Astro stuff, but let me try. So it looks like we have some greens and reds. So I'm definitely going to need to let me just see if I can pull that. And then let's pull the purples and brighten those up. And then what's in here? This is more red up here. Right in here. I'm going to have to use a control point. Okay. Then let's do a global clear view, pull the blacks in, push the highlights. Let me check my white balance. Set that to about 5K. And let's just say daylight. There we go. Okay, what is this down here? Oh, this must be a road or maybe near an airport. So I'm gonna just add a little bit of light in here. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, just a little bit too much color. So we'll do a global vibrance pull. Like that. Maybe not that much. And then a little bit of contrast for the stars. Okay, let's export that and see how it looks. Okay, and let's reset. All right, so yeah, there's the edit here on the left and the original on the right. It was just basically about bringing the contrast out, right? In the different colors between the red and this purple. I'm sorry, the green and the purple. Purplish magenta. Crushing the blacks and then adding a little contrast to make the stars just pop a little more and shine through the aurora a little bit. Because over here, the stars just barely show. I mean, you can see them, but over here you can see that the stars are much more dominant, right? They stand out more. Like, wow, look at that. That's probably Orion there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think that came out pretty good. So if we do a full screen, there's the before, I believe, and that's the after. All right, let's do the next one. We have a flat lay. I love money. I think I wish I had a what I would like to have had for this image is like the white card, like for our great, you know, I needed a white balance card in here for one shot and then set it for the second shot. But since I don't have that, I'm going to just use the M. But money's weird because you never know. This may not necessarily be white, right? But I'm just going to assume that it is. Okay. And then I really want to accentuate the details a little bit. Let me zoom in. Okay. Okay, and then we need to balance the lighting a little bit. Let me, because this money's really dark over here. I don't know how this scene was lit, if that money's really that dark or if the lighting is just uneven. But it's almost like a vignette. Okay, and then we'll do some vibrancy. But let's pull blues back a little bit. And let's push the reds just a tiny bit. Okay, I think that's it. So there's the original on the left and my edit on the right. It wasn't a square crop before, but yeah, I just made it a square crop. I think that works for this type of subject when we're doing flat lay. I like square crops and flat lay photography, so it's just a personal preference. And it also lets us kind of crop in or see a little bit more detail on the individual pieces of money. So yeah, it's really cool. A lot of Japanese money here. I love this. And the details are, so the money was pretty dark. Okay, thanks for letting me know. But the details in here are really good, really sharp. This had to be a 60 macro lens or something, right? What is this? Oh, the 30 macro on the OM1. Yeah, I figured it was a macro lens. Honestly, I didn't look before I would started editing, because macro lenses are really good at this kind of close-up photography, flat lay, and pulling out details. And that's why you buy a macro lens, right? It's for that, and there's virtually no distortion to deal with at all here. So it's pretty awesome. And because it's a macro lens and we're this close, we're not going to be dealing with the vignetting that I suspected or uneven lighting. As Roger's saying, is the money was that dark. So the key thing is the white balance. It'd been nice to have, what you should do is get a gray card or a white balance card to set the white balance, and actually take one picture with the white card in the frame, and then take another picture without it in the frame, then set the white balance between the two images, and that would make sure you were accurate, if you want it to be. Okay. Next one here. LED lighting. Oh, I hope it's like high CRI type LED lighting, Roger. Just so you can keep the colors as accurate as possible. All right. I see. Let's see. This dude here. There's okay. I think I know what I'm going to do. So let me apply a preset. Doesn't matter any of these. What I'm going to do, let's try a 3x2 vertical and just come in. Damn it. I need his bow. This is not working the way I expected. So forget that line. I wonder. I don't know if I really need. All right, I think I'll go with this, but it feels a little heavy on the bottom. So we'll do that. Slight tilt like this. A little more left. Okay. And then, let me see. Slight push there. Definitely a push there. The midtones. A little bit of a pull on the vibrance. Good. A little bit on the hand. I might need a separate. Yeah, I need a separate control point. I just want a slight push here and here on the shoulders, on top of the head here. Okay. This one's a bit too strong. Just put a little bit in here. A little bit more in here. Okay. Too much. I just kind of like that this violin matches the color of that leaf down there. I wish there was a way to frame this so that there's a little bit more continuity between the violin and this leaf. But that would take a whole different composition. Nothing like what's framed here. But I like that. And this coin also. Well, I don't know if that's a coin, but whatever that is. Right in there. Push a little bit of light in here. And let's pull some of the lighting elsewhere. Okay. Not quite that much. Okay. And slight push this way. Slight push to make it warmer. Okay, I think that's good. So let me export that. And that export, okay, so let's reset and just do a side by side with the all right, so here's my edit here on the left. And basically, I don't know why my eye was drawn here, but it was. I think some people might brush that out, like a cloning brush or something, but that's, I kind of like it there. And I just wanted to add a little bit of contrast and lighting, so I brightened up this side and warmed it up, and then pulled it just a little bit darker on the left side, so that at least you got some sense of depth in terms of luminance, because this is very, very flat over here on the right. And there's just a lot of negative space around him that if he was standing in a different position, you know, like centered here or something like that, where we could use these natural lines in the pavement, that would be kind of interesting too. But since that's not the case, I just framed everything out of the image, and I wanted a strong light on this violin in his hands, because I want all of the attention to be right here, basically. And I think that looks good. Okay. Great street shot. And then last one here, except for maybe there's, I forget, someone said they sent another one. I'll double check. Okay, we have a nightscape. Wow, let me just apply basic preset first. Let's see what we have in here. So this is the end of a pier. We have some flares here. Wow, the old FZ1000. Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little bridge camera. So what we're going to do is, this has to be a very wide crop. And we're going to crop out the pier and just go with that right there. Maybe a little bit wider. Okay. All right, so 1 second. Sorry, I had to cough there. I hope you didn't hear that. Okay. Sure how to process this because it's grossly underexposed. Let's use a very tight Luma mask on these. It's okay if this, actually, I think I will do it this way. We're going to just push the shadows. And did we do the optical corrections? We did. So there's a slight barrel distortion, it feels like. And I'm just going to do a loop here and see if the noise needs a little bit of fine tuning. Let's do a little bit more there. Okay. And then let's use larger pixels on the, or larger radius on the unsharp mask. And then just push the sharpness a little bit. Okay. Let me go back to my control point, see if I can do a little bit more. There's a slight pull, slight push. Okay, let me check my loop again. And this is a new feature in Photolab 8, is this loop. That's a bit too much. I know, Ellie. We'll go soon. That might be... All right, we'll leave it at that. Ellie, get down. Get down. All right. Let's export this and see how that looks. Did I got the set? Yeah, these look fine. And we'll reset this and do a side by side with the excuse me. All right, so there's my edit. Excuse me. I think that came out pretty good. What I would do, actually, I'd like to bring out some more of the pinpoints of stars up here. But, and then maybe brush out this one little corner right here. But I love the reflection into the water. And yeah, this was grossly underexposed though. I get it, you're trying to save the highlights. Maybe that's why. I didn't look at the exit data that closely. Yeah, -1 EV. I guess that's the best you can do. So let me clone that out, and I think we're good. Because if I were to just, as you saw when I just pushed the let me go back to this just to show you the difference. Is it gonna let me? No, it's not. But that's the DxO edited. And that's the original. If I were to try to bring the brightness up to what it is in the edit, I think that came out pretty nice. Oh, this lets me do it. There we go. And then of course, you know, a wide 16:7 crop. It's pretty significant difference here. Okay. That is the end, except for, if I remember, I'm just looking at the chat. Paul Crisp with a cockatoo. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see a cockatoo in here, so let me look for that. Yeah, this one here. Download, and Shri sent in one, and save that. Save this. And then an edit of my image. We need to get to my images too, right? Okay. Those should all be in my... Okay, one here from Paul Crisp. Sorry, I'm checking my screens, make sure everything's still going here. Okay, this is a little bit underexposed as usual, but that's what you do with this kind of bird, right? Typically, but it's really heavily backlit. This is a tough shot. This is a tough shot. I think the framing is fine. I don't need to do anything there. We just need to see if we can get the bird to stand out. I don't know if this... I'm going to try this. Let me see if that... All right. And then we need to just soften it a little bit. Let's see if that worked. Yeah. Okay, good enough. Mm. Oh, come on. I'm trying to do a race. More feathering, less flow, maybe. All right. There we go. We got that. And then I need to fix this one shadowy area. So I erased too much. Okay, good. Just touch there. Okay, almost there. And then we will do another control point here. And Just give that some contrast. I don't think the eye, yeah, we're not going to be able to do anything with that eye. The other thing is I feel like the yellows are a little bit strong here, so just going to desaturate a bit. Maybe expand this out. Okay. Okay. Let's check my settings here. Let's just give it a little bit. Let me use the loop for this. It's a little bit aggressive. Okay. All right, let's export this and see how we did. It's a sulfur oh, Paul says it's a sulfur crested cockatoo. The yellows are quite strong. Oh, so maybe I shouldn't be. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be pulling the yellows on it. See, I'm not that familiar with this bird, so that's part of it. But okay, let's just assume that it's not a sulfur crusted one. And we want to compare it with the and reset. All right, so there's the original here on the right and the edit here on the left. And if you pull in, I think we were able to pull some good details back. A little bit soft. I didn't really look at the specs or the EXIF data, but just to give you some perspective of the you know, the difference that we can make using DxO. So this looks I think this looks a lot better overall. So if we do a full screen, there's the edit. That's the before. And I did my best to make it look like we cut the bird out and put it in there. There's a little bit of a mistake here. I could just feather the eraser brush a little bit in this and fix that. But you get the idea, the technique I used on how to keep the bird look like it was naturally flying in the air there, not just cut out. Okay, Shri got one here. Oh, this is Shenandoah. I recognize this. I've been there many times. Okay, this is one of the overlooks on Shenandoah. And this is what, 8mm fisheye? Yep, 8mm fisheye on 5. Man, you are really dropping some bucks on some lenses there, huh, Shri? Okay, let's apply the preset, which is going to, I think, do the optical corrections. Oh, what is this? This is a raw 8mm fisheye. Why is it not fixing the... What am I missing here? Apply. There should be an auto correction here for the 8mm fisheye. Well, anyway, we'll leave it kind of fisheye-y. Let's see if we add a little bit of light this way. Okay. And just do a global brightening. And set the white balance to daylight. And find there. I'm just gonna brighten this and see what we got. So we got the mountains. This is one of the overlooks. Some good sky. God, I need to get out to Shenandoah. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a global brightening. A little bit of a pull here. Push with the micro contrast. And I can light paint a little bit in the mountains here. Just right in here. And there. Okay. Let me export that one. I think that's all that needed because we already have good strong greens and reds. That must have been amazing to see, huh, Shri? I'm really envious. I should have went. Somebody said the Aurora's coming, but I didn't pay attention. And then I got a text, but I didn't see it till this morning from David. Anywho, let's do a side by side. So this is my edit here on the left. Basically, all I had to do is just light paint a little bit here on the side of the mountain cliff and brighten it up. I used the contrast again to bring the stars to come through the aurora. Whereas you can see on this right side, the stars are not quite coming through. So micro contrast is good at doing that. And if we do a full screen, there's my edit. And there's the original. So it looks good. All right. Last but not least are the edits of my image. Man, this stream is going on 2.5 hours. Wow. Let's go to I need to find the original. I think that's the original image there. All right, so I don't know what kind of bird this is, but I caught it at Huntley Meadows. And if we look at the original image, we'll make this the reference image. This is another new thing in DxO. DxO or Photolab 8. Yeah, use as reference. Okay. So I tried to frame it because I like this reflection, but it didn't work out, so I didn't bother editing it because after I looked at it in Photolab, I was like, you know. So I didn't like this image too much, so that's why I sent it out. But yeah, I love this edit here. This is from Garrett. I love this edit. Really brought out the brightness and the details. I like the framing. And the white balance is really good. This was actually really green, but this shift in white balance and making it warmer, I like it. I like how it's not so green down here. So that's an excellent edit. Really good job bringing out all of the details there. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is from Paul. And yeah, very nice. So good tight crop and still retaining the reflection. I like that. The white balance on the front here is a little bit cool for my taste, but overall it's a really good edit. brought out a lot of good details, a lot of good information in the shadows. I like the background. Unlike, you know, in Garrett's, right, it's all black back here. But in your edit, I like how you brought the shadows up here so we can see the whatever that is, these leaves and plants back here, these water plants.
Someone was detected at your port.
So that's a pretty awesome edit there. And then let's see this one. Okay, so you went totally opposite on the crop here. And same deal, you brought up the shadows. It needs a little bit of horizon correction. But yeah, nice, clean edit as always. And I like this crop too, the horizontal. I probably have one like that. But for this image, I was trying to get, like I said, this reflection. And then, let's see. Wow, this is very different. So we got a square crop and a push, really strong push on the highlights. I think this would be very interesting as a black and white, the way you process this. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I think this edit works better as a black and white, but the way you did it, the crop and everything is perfect. And yeah, brought out the details. Who did this one? This one is from Shri. Oh, hey, Shri. Yeah, I like this edit. I'll use the Windows default editor. Okay. But see how that looks in black and white? I think that looks really good in black and white. Because with black and white images, it's okay if you start clipping highlights and stuff, you know? I think that looks really good. So let me see if I can find somebody said they just uploaded one, Shakabe, I'm sorry. I gotta listen to your the audio you sent me of how to pronounce your name. I already forgot. Shakabe, I believe that was it. Let me see, where's my window? I need this window. Okay. Yeah, I got it. So this one is from Shakabe. Okay. Was it this one? Excuse me. And my reference image was, let me filter this again. This was, yeah, this was my reference image. Okay, horizontal, okay, nice. Oh, that's right, you use the dark table. You guys, man, dark table really does a good job. And it's free. But yeah, I like this crop. This looks like it's roughly a 16 by 9. And yeah, good job pulling out the details. And yeah, it's a good crop because this reflection really didn't work out the way I was expecting. But okay, that's awesome. Wow. All right, good job. I really like that. Really good edits on my image there. I'd have to say I'm leaning towards that one as being my favorite though. Ironically, even this one here, the black and white, I kind of like that too. Because I'm partial to square crops and black and white. But for color, I think that's my favorite one there from Garrett. Not that it matters. These are all great edits. You guys did a good job. So let me find my chat window. And if anybody has any questions or anything, let me know. I'm just going to skim through the chat window and see. Kim Raymond is here. Good to see you. I just came off a session editing Aussie bird pics with Hunter Neo, Luminar Neo. The principles are the same. A light bird in flight and heavily has underexposed under part in order to not blow out the sky. Yep. And Cave says, did not have enough time to do it justice. That's okay. And then Roger says it was a 75-watt incandescent bulb, hence the strong yellow tint, which, you know, depending on the look that you're going for with whatchamacallits, flat lay photography, you know, you can have all kinds of different styles, especially with that, you know, currency. And then John Follows had a few comments. Thanks for the edit. I nearly cropped like that in camera, which you can do with Nikon. Yes. And really odd, this everything seems tipped over, but that's how it was. Wind-blown trees. Yeah, that was the landscape shot, right? And then Paul Mashkik says, I'm thinking of moving out of Adobe, tired of the subscription plan being so near to Black Friday. Has DxO dropped the prices in the past around this? Yeah, every Black Friday there's a drop in price. Really across the board, right, of any software. But definitely DxO, without fail, the last 4 or 5 years I've been using it, I tell everybody, if you're close to getting it and it's close to Black Friday, just wait. Just wait. Just use the free editors you can use until it goes on sale. It'll be worth it. The discounts fluctuate a bit though. One year it was like 50% off. Another year it was like 30% off. So you never know what you're going to get, but you're going to get a substantial discount every Black Friday. So definitely wait. And of course, if you can, I have my affiliate link down below, robtrek.com/DxO. So I can get a few bucks if you buy one. Okay. And let's see, what else do I got to talk about? I've I have memberships now on my channel for 99 cents. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do with respect to things I can offer members, but it's just 99 cents for now, and it's just a great way for you guys to show that you support the work that I do here. I really appreciate it. And let's see what else. That's it. So I think that we're at the end of the chat. I'm sorry for getting all casual with you. This sometimes the chair I have to adjust it like so it doesn't lean back and I can sit up straight. Otherwise I get a crick in my neck. And then for that, those of you guys who've been following me a long time, you know what I'm talking about. But I'll call it here. I will be back on Sunday, God willing, with a regular photo chat talking about photography. So I look forward to seeing all of you there. Thanks for being here today. Thanks so much for sending your images. I really appreciate it. It's always a lot of fun editing, and we'll see you again soon.